Welcome to the Caution Flag Contemplations Podcast with Casper, D-Watt, and JP. Join us every Monday night at 8 on YouTube or your favorite podcast platform as we break down all the racing from this week. Welcome in to the third episode of Season 4 Caution Flag Contemplations Podcast. I'm your host, Casper. With me, I got JP, D-Watt, little party action going on here. We could talk a little Daytona, a little Volusia, Speedweeks overall. And we haven't got to the Cup yet, and we're going to definitely have that at the end because I still haven't decided what I think. So how y'all doing tonight? Having a lot of fun yet?
Yeah.
You working hard today? Hardly working?
Yes. One of the two.
How about you, D?
Oh, yeah. It's a pretty good day. It's pretty busy at work. About to get kind of busy, so that's always good. Yeah, man, just for the weekend, I'll go ahead and jump into the weekend real quick for you, Casper. I watched a little bit of basketball, watched some racing, a little bit of the dirt, not a whole lot. We'll get in that here in a little bit, but weekend-wise, it was okay here. It was a pretty good weekend.
I hear you. Yeah, it was, let's see, Valentine's this weekend. I forgot about that, but I actually went down to Chattanooga there for a Friday night, Saturday. Forgot to come to your house and get the hat, by the way. That was stupid. But, yeah, I don't know. It was all right weekend. Lots of racing. Also, like, my new work thing, Valentine's, is just not what you want. I had to get up at 3:15, clocked in at 3:32 this morning, clocked out at 3:45. So it was one of them. But I don't know. Hopefully I won't fall asleep in the middle of the show. But yeah, I don't know. Any big news of the week y'all seen? It seemed like it was pretty quiet, for Daytona. I didn't see a whole lot going on. What about y'all?
No, I didn't see any news on my end.
Just old Jimmy Johnson officially going to hang it up, I guess, after the 2027 Daytona 500. So he has two races left on his NASCAR career. I suppose he's going to run San Diego and then run the 500 again last year. And he actually did pretty decent yesterday. So not a bad race for the old JJ, the jet plane. But I don't know. That's JP's favorite driver for those of you that don't know.
Nah.
But other than that, like I said, not really a whole lot on the news front. I guess we can kind of talk about a little bit of news. The clash there, and I'm sorry, not the clash. The duels on Thursday night. We did have a DQ. It's a lot of fun for Anthony Alfredo. He probably wins the worst Daytona Speedweeks of the year award. I would say blowing up, not qualifying, then wrecking a borrowed race car. So definitely a tough week for him on that. I don't know exactly what they got DQ'd for, something about some arrow under the car. Hate that for Beard Motorsports and all that. And I just wonder what that looks like for the future for them. So we'll see what happens there. But other than that, like I said, not a whole lot of news. So I guess y'all got any big plans this upcoming week? D-Watt, you going to Atlanta?
Well, yeah, I'm going to give you some breaking news here. I am planning, me and my wife are planning to go to Atlanta to Echo Park Speedway. I went last year, or we went last year for my little wedding get-together. So that was a lot of fun. So I was checking online for some tickets, and they're still available. There's still quite a bit of it out there to get. So we're going to head out there in the morning and go check it out at 3 o'clock is when the race is.
Man, that 3 o'clock starts killing me. I hope that I can find it in me somewhere between now and then to go. But I'm like, it's such a long drive home and turn around and have to be at work at 5 o'clock on Monday. For me, it's 4 hours home. So, I don't know. We'll see. If it's nice weather, I might show up. JP said he's going to be definitely not going because he's lazy.
So here's the thing. I will actually be in Atlanta, but not in the NASCAR race because I have to go down there for some training the next couple weeks.
Okay. So you're going to be living it up down there. So, are you going to be on the show next week?
I don't know yet. Figure that out.
Baby. Man, don't let Zeke hear about that. He's going to be raring to go. Me and D-Watt won't be able to contain him on here. So, well, yeah, that'll be cool. Well, congratulations on that. Or when are you going on Sunday?
Yeah, Sunday.
Yeah.
Well, no, JP, are you going down Sunday?
Yeah, because
you can go to the race. I mean, gosh.
I could. I don't know what the details for the.
If you're going to be, they're not going to have anything on Sunday. You're going to drive down Sunday. You're going to have to report 7 a.m. Monday morning.
I don't know when they got the hotel for me on Sunday, so.
Well, if they got a hotel for Sunday, it don't matter what time it starts at. I mean, dang. You just,
you're not understanding.
You'll have from p.m. till, midnight to check in. You'll be fine. I mean, I'm just saying. Anyways, well. Congratulations, though, for real. I'm proud of you becoming an official Master Tech technician of electronics. Well, we can pretend. We can change your name tag after that to JP Master Tech if you'd like.
No, not at all.
Wow, this is off the rails so bad. I need to sleep more. Anyways, all right, let's start about the dirt. We're at Volusia Monday through Saturday down there at the Dirt Car Nationals. I had about 60 cars show up. There were some missing names that we've seen the past few years. I felt like 60 might be a little low. Maybe. I don't know. It seemed like maybe it was a scotch low on car count for Volusia, but Brandon Overton rolls in there Monday night, gets 7,000 win. I guess made that 3 in a row for him between Scriven and all that. So he's done pretty good. Got to roll, and then Hudson O'Neal was able to carry the momentum out of the 6th car in the 71 to get the win on Tuesday night for another 7K. Then Wednesday they did that. Everybody makes a feature. I'm really not a fan of all that, to be honest with you. I'm just not. But ran 3 features. Michael Leach, Nick Hoffman, and Turbo get the wins for 5,000 apiece. Then Thursday night we roll into the World Outlaws when it actually starts to matter. And Nicholas Hoffman, I guess he's packed up some good equipment, and he's planning on hanging with Bobby this year. I don't know. What y'all think? He got the win Thursday, Friday, and was looking good Saturday and got passed. So, I mean, y'all think Hoffman looked pretty good down there?
I think that this is the year that Bobby Pierce turns into a nobody. I hope so.
Oof. Don't say that on my show.
I think it's going to happen.
It's not going to happen. Golly. What did you see down there this week?
Yeah, I mean, it was a great weekend there for Hoffman. Great week. I think Hoffman's going to run well down here early in the year. And then once Bobby gets back to his tracks that he knows up there in that Midwest area, then he's going to kind of step on it, and he is going to kind of show him who the boss is, and he's going to kind of get back to winning, I'd say. Each night in and night out, he's going to have a good chance to win. And it'll be between Hoffman's going to be there, but I think Hoffman's just going to be P2, P3. He's going to be a little bit behind him. And I say it'll be just another kind of repeat season for Pierce. And he's just got to get him back to where he knows and the tracks that he's good at, and that's what we're going to see.
Yeah, I mean, so you say that we need to get back tracks he knows. I don't know if y'all remember last year he did take home a win up here at Smoky Mountain Speedway in the Tennessee Tip-Off, which is only like, they race this weekend, and that's World Outlaws' next race on tap is up here at Smoky Mountain and Bulls Gap. So, we'll see what he's got. I don't know. I think Hoffman unloaded with good speed this year, and was this his 3rd year in that car now, I think? So it's either 2nd or 3rd, but I'm pretty sure it's his 3rd year. And I don't know, man. I think maybe this is finally going to be the year, but I do know that for him, it is never too early to get a jump on Bobby, points-wise and all that. So he is currently leading Bobby by 27 points or 47 points or something like that, and just going to want to try to ride that on through. They roll into Hendry County this weekend down there for a little bit more World Outlaws action, 2 races, Friday, Saturday night, kind of like a traditional, not really Speedweeks type setting for them. So I don't know. We'll see what happens down there. Bobby has been good figuring places out, and unfortunately, I'm with D-Watt. Usually he rolls that back into his home area and starts taking over. But last year he didn't even have to wait until then, and he really kind of jumped on him early. I hope that's kind of what happens there. I guess overall racing at Volusia, did anybody see anything that they just thought was spectacular racing down there? I mean, I'm curious. I watched all the highlights because I was, asleep by the time some of the features started. But, I mean, did y'all see anything great?
Not that I can think of, really.
See what?
I was really wanting to get on here and give some really good recaps and, and say I saw this and I saw that. But no, Casper, I didn't see anything. The track was just hammered down super fast, not a lot of passing. Just didn't have the feel to it for me. Like, it's Speedweeks, they're on there each night racing, just didn't have the feel and just couldn't get into it.
Yeah, I don't know. I also felt the same way. The modifieds had some decent shows, a little bit of passing, but man, that track is just not. It ain't it, boys. It ain't it. And y'all know they put new clay down there, and I hope that would help. And I know that they laid the water to it quite a few times. It's just I don't know. I don't know if they need to go for like more of a progressive banking situation. I don't know if the turns are too wide. I really don't understand exactly what the deal is. Sometimes I think it might be that back stretch. JP, the iRacing specialist, Mike can step in here and give us some advice. But something about Volusia just does not make for the best racing. Is it just the hammer down and it being a half mile?
I think it's just because it's so throttle dependent with just how big it is. I mean, it's like, your Eldora almost size, and it's a little bit flatter. It's still just hammered down the whole time, no matter how the track is, it seems like, and there's just train racing,
Yeah, and the line moves a little bit, but for the most part, it's kind of like inner high and then almost hit the corner coming off.
Yeah.
I know when I started racing back there in iRacing a couple years ago, JP's like, no, put your nose on the fence. and I see guys do that coming off turn 4 there plenty, and seems to be quick. So I don't know. I'm with you. For something about it, just the field just was not there for me this year. I don't know if it's just because I'm like a Davenport fan and Davenport's not down there. Owens ain't down there. Our boy Dale McDaddy Dowell ain't down there, and I don't know if that's part of it. I couldn't really get into it either. I wanted to, I tried, but it just I couldn't stay awake. Also going to work a little bit earlier than I have been too. So I don't know. Hopefully, we'll see some more better racing this weekend. Honestly, I think you will. This Hendry County place, I think it's a little bit smaller. I haven't seen any racing there yet. It's always good to watch these guys go to a new place and not be on such a level playing field like that with Volusia. They go to Volusia 2 weeks a year and they get it figured out and it's hammered down and aero matters and all that stuff. So I'm not looking forward to seeing them go somewhere new as far as that goes. I don't know. On the Volusia thing, does it have to stay Speedweeks at Volusia? Is there anything else we could do? Do you think they should keep going back there? Is it lost its thing?
I mean, maybe, but Speedweeks has to be in Florida, right?
Yeah.
So here's the solution.
Yeah.
You get old Cleater, cover the Freedom Factory with dirt for 2 weeks a year.
There it is.
And let's have the World Outlaws, Lucas, all of them, make it like $200,000 to win or some crazy like that.
Yeah, let's not. It's cute. It's a cute idea. I don't know. Maybe that's the thing with Volusia. Maybe they should pay more. I don't know, man. You watch these guys got here run these motors all out. These cars are becoming so aero dependent. I think a little bit that's why the modifieds have a little bit better race there. Obviously, they're still aero dependent, but they toned their body rules back 2-3 years ago now, and their motors aren't what some are, and they race okay. But I don't know. I like the track, and I would like to figure out a way to make it great again, make Volusia great again somehow, some way. And I know I was supposed to be talking about banked racetracks, and that was my thing for the year. But I was really talking more about the 3/8 and 1/3 miles, and we can have banked racetracks that aren't huge. This whole hammer down half mile thing it's tough, and sometimes the racing isn't all that. It's kind of similar to Daytona, which we're going to talk about here in a little bit, as in it's first race of the year, and so that makes it awesome. But then once you get past that, is it really that awesome?
Nope.
But I don't know. Looking forward to seeing what comes up with Lucas headed to Alltech, World Outlaws headed to Henry County. I want to give a quick update, like I said, on the World Outlaws points. Like I said, Nick Hoffman is the leader. Brandon Shepard is currently second, but he's not even racing their points, so he'll be making the switch this week. First weekend, Lucas, baby, running against World Outlaws. Make you pick quick this year. So I don't know what the rain looks like. That could be the only thing that could change that up, but we'll see what happens there. Bobby Pierce is 27 points behind Nick Hoffman, essentially, and then T-Mac right behind that. So, T-Mac racing for Boom. Supposedly this is Boom's track, I guess. He lives down there now. Y'all go listen to Dirt Reporters. They're talking about that. So maybe T-Mac's got a little bit of an advantage down here. I don't know. I know some of these guys went and tested down there at this Hendry County, too. So looking forward to seeing what he's got. And then, I'll be honest. I think Bobby's going to be tough to beat. You go to a new track. It's just the cream rises usually. So, we'll see what happens there. But like I said, Lucas Oil is going to open up at Alltech. I miss East Bay. I'm sorry to say. I do miss East Bay. I'm okay with Alltech. Alltech's a cool track, and I really like Ocala a lot, but I don't know. I was thinking this week, it's East Bay and Strawberry Dashes and that big giant wall with the weird mural and that whole little gypsum mountain and all that stuff. So sucks that that's gone, but I don't know. We're getting into the full swing of things with both series racing this weekend. So that basically leads me up to my thing. We already went over Volusia. We're kind of at the meh stage. We need to figure out something to do to make Volusia better, right?
Yeah.
So, number 2, opening weekend competition between the two tours. More cars show up for World Outlaws at Hendry County or Lucas Oil at Alltech Raceway. What do you got? D-Watt, you're up first.
Oh, give me Lucas Oil late model dirt suits. I think they're going to bring in more cars. It's going to be a better show. It's going to be a well-ran show. And I think they'll get more views on Flow. I think it's all in all, it's just going to be better. They're going to compete. I like how they're both going at the same time. I like it as a fan. I'm here for it. We're going to really see who likes what. And give me, I don't know about a car count for you, Casper, but I say there'll be more cars for sure.
All right. Well, we'll put D-Watt in for Lucas. JP, what you thinking?
See, off rip, I tend to lean that way because, it's the Lucas series. and it's a track that everybody's raced at. You know, they race there every year. But I'm gonna take the World Outlaws because I got a feeling some of these people might get a wild hair and can want to come try this new place or whatever. Because I never heard of this place before, so I say World Outlaws. We'll go with it.
Okay, so 1-1. So I'm the tiebreaker. Well, that's cool. I think I am biased towards Lucas Oil Dirt Series, if I'm being honest. But I actually just think this year, based off who's committed where, I kind of think it's going to be World Outlaws. I could be wrong. Hopefully, I'm wrong. I'll be probably paying more attention to Alltech if I'm being honest, just because, like I said, I'm kind of biased. I want to see what Corey's got. Corey does have a win down there, if I'm not mistaken, by the way, in a crate car at some point, one or two. Looking forward to seeing what he's got, but I don't know. Definitely curious to see where everybody officially signs in at. And, you know, beds are made after this weekend, assuming no rains. Looking forward to watching a little bit of both. The Hendry County thing, I'm also excited to see the new track. So I'll definitely be tuned into both, but we'll see what happens. I'm going to put the money on World Outlaws, though. So, D-Watt, I guess we'll have to give you some kind of bonus prize if you win for being the only one that was right. But, anyways, I guess that about does it for Dirt. Moving on to NASCAR. Don't look at all these notes I have in here that say the Clash, because apparently nothing goes out last week. Sorry, guys. I had to make these notes like an hour before the show. Daytona. We went to Daytona. We did the Daytona thing. It was pretty cool. We had qualifying on Wednesday. AFB, baby. What'd y'all think about that?
They had that thing tuned up, son. I was sitting here on the couch watching qualifying, and he went out, like middle of the first group or first round?
Yeah, something like that.
And, dude, he gets like 3/4 down the back stretch, and his engine just sounds like 3 tones deeper than everybody else's.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there, and I texted old Casper, the host here, and I said, this is about to be pole or something. It's either going to be pole or really and it turned out he was fast.
Yeah, they had something dialed in there on the old motor, I guess. By the way, there's an R07 ECR engine for sale about 3 miles up the road from me if anybody's interested. I don't know.
There you go. Let's buy it and put it in a Super.
I was thinking let's put it in a Hummer, my God. But I don't know. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good for old Kyle Busch there to get the pole. I thought Chase Briscoe was going to get him, to be fair, but he just didn't quite have it. What's y'all's thoughts on the whole pole qualifying, knockout qualifying? Do we like the second round of qualifying, or do we want to go back to good old regular qualifying?
Let's go back to the good old days where they just qualify all just 1 lap or 2 laps, 1 round. Don't do this whole knockout thing. Just let these guys have their lap, and that's it.
I'm with you. We've started fixing some things, so let's go back and fix some more things and just make it 1 lap, 1 shot. As Eminem would say, 1 shot, 1 opportunity, right? So let's go back to that. And at every track, and some tracks you should get 2 laps, I guess. I guess even at Daytona you can give them 2 laps and let them pick which one they want to try to be fast on. I'm fine with that. But I'm kind of like with you, D-Watt. I'm ready to kind of go back to traditional qualifying, line them up 1 lap. None of this group stuff, none of this. Other than on a road course, I like the group qualifying on a road course, but, 2 laps on a 1.5 miles and 2 laps on a short track, maybe even 3 on a short track, just for fun. But, I don't know, do something. I didn't love the whole second group thing. It just takes a little bit away from me to run it back. But shout out to Fox for putting that on Fox, though, qualifying.
Yeah.
Wednesday night. Big Fox, baby. Big Fox. I don't know. That moved us into the duels on Thursday. What's the one thing that y'all noticed about the duels on TV? I want to see if y'all came up with the same answer as me.
Different sponsor, but
stands were packed.
Stands were
packed to me for a Thursday night duel race. I was like, oh, wait a minute. What is this? And then we kind of saw that continued over every day. That I don't know if you guys seen the infield shots and stuff and the campgrounds. It was packed down there, man, and that was awesome. Really good to see. They said they had 150,000 people on the grounds on Sunday, which it's no Indy 500 crowd, but pretty good crowd for Daytona and everything. And the duels were okay. They were typical duels, right? Wrecking won, pretty calm in the other. Let's see what Logano won and Elliott won, right? So Chase had a good car. His car raced good. They just saved gas for most of the night, so you never really got to see that ever. But I thought it was pretty good. Do we like the points? I wanted to ask you that too. Do you like the stage points for the duels? Yay or nay?
I'll go ahead and go first. I hate to say this, but I say no, Casper. I thought I would like it, but now that they've changed how this point system worked this year and whatnot, I say no.
I think I like that. JP, you got any opinions, or you just
I
don't
like
care?
it. I think more points the better.
I mean, it does give them something to race for, and it makes it count always from the first time the green flag flies, right? So
And
I do
when
like
there's
that
an
aspect
incentive
of
to
it.
race, it makes the racing better,
Yeah,
like you're saying.
I do like that aspect of it. I don't know. I was just curious. We're in this throwback era. I think we're going to ask this a lot this year. A lot of places we go with the points change and all that. Like, well, what do we need to do going forwards? And do we need to go back to the ways old or keep it how it is? I'm okay on the dual points either way. It worked out. If the thing that I was thinking is that if Tyler Reddick would have come out of this thing not the points leader, I might be like, wait a minute, hold on. But he did come out the points leader, so at least we have that going for us. So Chase is in third, by the way. Ryan Blaney, you might want to check where he's at. I don't know. He does have the most stage points, though. Actually, he had 26 stage points, which is crazy. I guess between the duels and then the actual stages. So congratulations on that, D-Watt. At least he did something successful other than finish 27th. But yeah, so that leads us into the truck race Friday night. JP, I know you were really excited to watch Cletus, so tell us how you felt about lap 2 there.
I feel like all however many million subscribers that Cletus had that were watching that race kind of tuned out after that. Because I know I sure as hell, I mean, I had it on, but like, damn, I wasn't that interested anymore a little bit. I mean, that's just a lack of experience in those cars, I'd say. I mean, he didn't, the aero in the truck is so much more like fidgety and crazy and more about handling the car than the ARCA stuff that he's had experience in. So, I mean, it was kind of to be expected. I mean, I don't know that I really expected him to finish any of the races this weekend, but yeah, I mean,
well, it's Daytona, so it's 50-50 shot.
Yeah.
I guess my thing on that is like even like when they're coming to the green, I'm like, buddy, you need to be at the back of this field. Like this is the first time you've got in a pack in a truck. I know they didn't practice really in the pack in the truck, and to me it seemed like it's a good idea to drop to the back. I mean, we see that at a lot of these local tracks. Guys move up divisions, doesn't matter where they qualify, they start at the back. Crap, even in iRacing, guys do that, right? So I don't know, man. I hated to see it happen that way, that fast, that early, because, I think he's getting a little bit of a hang at it. He's not great, but I don't know. I'd like to see him at least finish the race and run a couple laps, finish the stage instead of wreck that early. But he did a big dose of learning, so at least he owned it and everything after that. But
that's about all I got on my end on that is he did own it very well. I don't keep up with him a lot, honestly. I'm not a big Cletus guy. It's cool to see him get these chances. Just as a fan, it's cool to see these guys get an opportunity, and he owned it very well in the post interview wreck. Did a good job of trying to explain what happened, and he just drove it up over his head. Didn't have the experience, and he's hit the wall a ton there. So glad he was able to be all right, and hopefully he'll learn, and hopefully he'll get a chance. But he also said that if you wreck out on lap 2, then it's hard to get more chances. So we'll just have to see how that goes for him.
Yeah, I mean, the truth on that whole situation is he's got the money. I mean, they can find him the money probably. I guess that was kind of my question for JP on the whole truck race was the Cletus experiment. D-Watt, my question for you was, how did you feel about Dodge's first race? Tony got wrecked out. They ended up getting the top 10. How'd you feel? What'd you think?
I was pretty bummed when he got wrecked. That was just another lack of experienced driver out there. Yeah, I guess just got loose and just smacked right into Tony there. So when Tony went out, I was kind of like, I guess I'll keep watching. Cool to see the Dodge out there. I like that they're back. I think it's gonna be good for the sport. Feel like they'll have their time. I think it might take a couple of weeks to get them kind of tuned in, but I like to see these different names that they're getting each week. They'll have different guys it kind of sounds like and whatnot. And Tony, I would like to see him back. This is one, so I got one for y'all. Do y'all think he will be back this year or next year to race the truck?
Never. He's done with NASCAR. That was it.
Yeah, that's probably the smarter opinion. My opinion is that every time they debut a new car, he's going to go up with Dodge. And at the end of the day, as long as he's doing the drag racing thing, owning the team, and Dodge is a partner, I don't know if y'all know this, but when you have Dodge as your main partner on your drag car, and they pay for all your drag car, and Dodge says, hey, Tony, I want you to go strap in this race car at Daytona, you're probably not going to say no.
Yeah.
I do think you'll see him again. I don't think you'll see him a much, but if they go into the Xfinity Series, the O'Reilly Series, or the Cup Series, I think you'll see him at that point. I thought it was really cool that Butterbean got a top 10, first top 10 in them. If they did have to fall back on the one provisional, which you know how I feel about that, but I don't know, it was good to see Dodge up there. I just kind of want to give a little bit of props to Mini Tyrell. I mean, boys, he went from half mile being the longest racetrack he's ever been on to freaking Daytona in a truck. Like, that's crazy, really, when you think about it. And, the ARCA race was not before the truck race, so it's not like he could go run that. I borderline am a little bit surprised he got his license, and he hung out at the back for most of the race and did what he had to do. And, obviously I don't expect to see much from him on a racetrack like that, but, he ended up finishing 19th, top 20, finished all the laps. Like, hey, what more can you ask for from a guy from Virginia that was running, his late model that's now running full time in the truck series? I think that's pretty cool, and glad to see him have a good run in that deal. I don't know. Overall, Ram did okay, other than getting wrecked. That was kind of what got him on that.
Yeah.
But congratulations to Minnie on that. And like I said, that's big time. I mean, y'all think about Booger Brooks going out and running Daytona next weekend. You know what I'm saying? Like, that'd be wild. So I thought that was cool. And looking forward to seeing them probably do a little bit better. Ty Dillon's going to be in one of the Ram trucks this weekend at Atlanta Motor Speedway. I would expect to see him run pretty good. I really do think you're going to see NASCAR wants them to succeed, right? So, not that they're going to give them a little bit more speed, but they might. It's not Daytona now, so nobody's paying attention. But I don't know. We'll see what happens there. I guess that about wraps it. Oh, one other thing for the truck. 5 Cup drivers in the truck race. Do you think we're going to get a lot of that this year? They upped the limit.
I think so. With the
you think we're going to see more of that
being raised? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. I'm excited to see some guys in the O'Reilly series and in the truck series both, like down here, like racing, like Kyle Busch style racing. And I don't know. I think that's pretty cool. So looking forward to that. All right, moving on. O'Reilly series Saturday. We're going to skip ARCA because nobody cares. Cletus finished, 13th or something like that?
12th or 11th?
Somebody in one of those cars that was supposed to win won the race. Nobody really cares. It's ARCA.
I just want to say one thing about this whole weekend. ARCA was the cleanest race this whole weekend.
Oh, God.
They had 3 cars out of the race because of a wreck. 3.
Probably because they couldn't even draft because the cars are probably like a quarter second slower top to bottom. I mean, right?
Probably, but I don't give a damn. It's pretty bad when your lowest league is the cleanest. Like, damn.
Yeah, Carson Hocevar probably wrecked by himself more times in the truck race than they wrecked combined. So.
Probably did.
That's your boy. He knew he was there on Sunday. They did know he was there. We'll get there in a minute. All right. Xfinity race. I've done twice. First show, twice. I'd like to point out that this is a pretty much B2A situation here. Austin Hill absolutely just bent him over his knee and said, "Call me daddy." Okay, I don't know if y'all noticed, but RCR cars are fast at these plate tracks. Yeah. So I guess that leads me to my question. I want D-Watt's take first. Are these cars legal? Are they cheating? Are we going to find something out 10 years from now on the Dale Jr. download or what?
I think they're going to be legal. I just think he runs really good down there. Atlanta runs good at. And they're just good in the draft, and they're good out front, and they're good in clean air. And that's what he had most day. He got the stage wins, I believe, both of them. So he was out.
Yeah.
Okay. So he got both the stage wins. He's out front. And if you're out front, then you can control the race, and you can, have all that going your way. And he was able to control the lines. And I don't like him at all, honestly. I don't care for him one bit. I don't like the car. I don't like the blue, the white. I don't like any of it. But it really don't look good out front. But I'm sure he's got a lot of people that support him. And RCR, they're a team that's doing pretty good down there in that series. That Cup-wise, we'll get that here in a little bit, but Cup-wise, they're not the best. But right now in Xfinity, they got it going. Like I said, O'Reilly series.
Yep.
They really got it going on. So I feel like that's all legal, and we're going to see what they got starting this weekend in Atlanta.
Yeah, well, no, we're not, because we know what they got this weekend in Atlanta. But so I wanted to ask you this, and before JP gets in here and says something about it, how'd you feel about those blocks late in the race? Because he threw some big ones. What'd you think, D-Watt? Do you like those blocks? You think he was a little out of control? Were you a little bit like, yeah, this looks like the guy that wrecked Eric Amarola for
Exactly.
fun?
Exactly.
Hold on. I want D-Watt first. I know what you're going to say.
If it is clear, I'm okay with it. But if it's going to cause the guy behind him to have to check up and cause a delay and cause other cars to wreck, I'm not okay with it. But, that's what we see each week. We see these guys throwing them. And I'm okay. As long as they're not dirty, I'm all right.
Okay. I want to point out one thing, and we're going to bring this up again here in the Cup race section. I feel when I watched Austin Hill, I watched him run the bottom, know the guys can only go to the top, and just go up there and make those blocks. And, I had this brief moment wouldn't it be nice if we could go blow that yellow line to make a pass? By God. All right. Anyways, moving on from that. JP, how did you feel about the Austin Hill car? 1, is it legal? 2, how do you feel about his racecraft?
Yeah, the car's legal. I'm sure it's legal. They build,
No.
RCR builds good engines.
So no
It's
stories.
legal.
You're saying no Dale Jr. download stories in 10 years?
Nah.
Okay.
It's legal.
All right.
It's legal.
Y'all are wrong. I just want that to be on the record. Y'all are wrong. That car is definitely cheating something somehow, some way. I don't know what, but they are.
And Austin Hill, he's just one of those drivers that can only be fast when it's a track when your right leg doesn't move. He's good at those drafting tracks, and he'll block, and he's good at wrecking people like we talked about. I mean, the only times he wins other than a damn drafting track is when the field wrecks in front of him and he drives through 7 people that are already wrecked at Martinsville. And I don't like him at all. He's a whiny little baby. I mean, he's only relevant at the drafting tracks. Just pack it up. Pack it up.
Yeah, I'm booing you, not him. Anyways, all right. Well, Joel pretty much got us lined up there on Austin Hill. Pretty much what's going to happen is we're going to go to Atlanta this weekend. He's going to dominate again in the O'Reilly series. Jesse Love will probably look good, probably lead a few laps, and then Austin Hill's going to lead basically the rest of them, and then he'll win the race. So we'll be good on that. Bennett Transportation, I believe, is located in Atlanta, correct? Didn't we learn that last year when we were there? So
yes.
That'll work out good for him. I guess that's enough on the O'Reilly race. I did want to point out before we leave this, Jesse Love finished 9th, which really helped me out. I'm wearing my shirt. That is, in fact, the winning position for the picks this week was a 9th place finish. Boys, we got to do better than that, okay? We got to do better than that. If y'all scroll your notes when we get the picks, you'll be like, oh, my gosh. Yeah. But anyways, all right. That brings us to Sunday. Daytona 500. We moved this thing up an hour and a half because the rain's coming. It started at 1:30. TV coverage started at like 11. It was great.
Something like that.
Fantastic. I was doing a little bit of cleaning, a little bit of laundry, got to watch a lot of the pre-race. Great piece on the Biff. Good sit down with Kyle Larson, Rick Hendrick, all that. All right, cool. So let's talk about the race though. So we get in the race, stage 1. I mean, what we think? We had an early wreck. What were y'all feeling about the race at that point?
Yeah, tire wear or something was going on there with Byron got caught up in that mess with what BJ McLeod and whatnot. So I was a little bit surprised to see that one kind of early on. I don't know if that affected Byron's day. That was your pick, wasn't it, Casper?
I don't even remember. Okay. No, I picked Hocevar.
So anyway, so he got in the wall there. So that's going to affect his day a little bit there. And I was kind of curious, between the gas saving and tires, what we were going to see. And we saw a lot of both, I guess you could say.
Yeah, how the stages are split up there for the first 2 were okay. It wasn't awful as far as the fuel savings. I felt like the racing was okay. Hated that tough brake. It looked like something broke in the suspension or the brakes for BJ. And you just got to wonder, man, like, he really probably didn't expect to make the race, made the race, and then probably missed something pre-race or was running on some old parts or something there. I've heard of people running cracked spindles before. It's not what you want to do. It doesn't usually end in a good time. So I would assume it was something like that. Some kind of, not a spindle, but something. Probably worn out, didn't need to be on a race car, but hate that for him. Second stage there, I'm with you. I was thinking like, man, I feel like this might be a tire race. Like you look at the racetrack. The racetrack's starting to look worn. It looks bumpy, right? And I thought maybe we'd be there. And then we get through stage 1. Your stage 1 winner was the 8 car, Zane Smith, boys. Who had that on the table? Because I sure as heck didn't. Actually, I did. Just kidding. I picked him to be my number 1 Ford driver in my DraftKings lineup. Apparently, I'm a lock at making money on there on college basketball, by the way. If y'all want to know how to make some money, just let me know. But so anyways, he ended up winning stage 1. We go down pit road, do some pitting, do some swapping, yada, yada, yada. Go in stage 2, finish it up, and then we go in stage 3, and we did, what did we do in stage 3, D? Well, I feel like you can probably give us a pretty good explanation of what happened for about the first, 60 laps of stage 3.
Let's see here, stage 3, yeah, it was starting to get a little bit aggressive there, I thought, with some of the racing, and I'll just jump on into the Justin Allgaier situation. I'll just go ahead and jump into it, but I'm not sure if we were there yet or not. But,
no, you're good. You're good.
Okay, so he went up to block, it seemed like. He's like, so here comes Hamlin with a big run. Some would call it maybe a little bit of a bold move there on Hamlin trying to push up by the wall there. And Allgaier has been around a while, not in Cup there all the time, but he's just going to put a move there, and it kind of goes back to blocking, kind of like I said a little bit ago, is I'm all good until they're not safe, and kind of piled them up pretty good. They're a pretty big wreck there. I guess that would be one of the bigger wrecks of the day. Took out some drivers, and Hamlin got involved, and some bigger names got taken out. And that's when we started really seeing some of the aggression pick up. Time to go, which it was the rain was getting somewhat close, so I feel like the driver was ready to go, and that's piled them up.
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty bad block on his part there. I felt like, I hate to say it's about Justin, but there's a reason that he's still in the Xfinity Series after all these years. And like, I hate to say that because I like him. I think he's a great guy. I think he fits in really well at Junior Motorsports, and like he's finally got that figured out, and at least got him a championship over there. But man, he does this stuff sometimes, and you can't leave that line up there for Hamlin. Yeah, it was a tight gap. Yeah, Hamlin was there though, right? Like you just can't leave that, and it's one of those things where I think Justin's a little bit of a disadvantage not being full-time Cup because these guys aren't used to racing with him, so they just dump him. I mean, not dump him, but, leave him as soon as they can. They want to get off his bumper. Same thing for, JP's man, Carson Hocevar. I don't know if y'all watch, but there's probably nobody had less pushes than Carson Hocevar because they're like, nope, not playing with this guy. So that was tough. I guess I want to talk about the fuel savings, JP. Do you like it? You not like it? You think there's anything, if you don't like it, is there a way to fix it?
I got the solution for NASCAR, but I'll save that here for just a second. When we have 3 Toyotas out front, just blocking all the lanes, going about 2 miles an hour around the racetrack.
46% throttle.
Yeah. For what was it? Like 60 laps, 50 laps, something like that?
A long time.
Like that's not racing. Damn, going down I-75. I mean, it's boring. There's nothing happening there. And, they're like, oh, they're 3 wide. Okay, well, they're going about half of the speed that they should be going. And their lap times are, a second off or something like that. And I have the solution for NASCAR to fix any super speedway style race. You make the race the length of one fuel run. That's all you got to do. It'll be the best damn drafting race you'll ever see. One fuel run, that's it. That's all we need. Because all they're going to do is save fuel and ride and ride and ride, and then they're going to wreck it then. So let's have them race and then just wreck the whole race. I mean, like Tony Stewart says, he's upset because he didn't wreck enough cars. We didn't spend enough money today. I mean, let's just do it. Junk them all.
I know that you're being a little bit facetious, but I mean, you're not wrong. I don't know. I was really irritated at the end of the race yesterday, and I think I told y'all when we started recording tonight, like I still don't really know what I think about the Daytona 500 2026 edition. I really don't love the whole fuel save thing. I really did not like the 3 Toyotas 3 wide at the front because there's nowhere to go. I was talking to somebody at work today, and they're like, why didn't somebody just put it down and pass? I'm like, you can't. They're 3 wide. It's blocked. So that brings back to my whole yellow line thing. Let's just go ahead and cancel that, honestly, my opinion. Just that way if somebody wants to go around them, at least they can. I mean, they were running 4 or 5 seconds off the pace. I mean, barely moving, right? And I don't know. The strategy's been a part of NASCAR for a long time, and it's always going to be. The only thing I can think to do in all reality is to figure out a way to have tire wear to the point where you have to get tires when you get gas so that we're not worried about how long these pit stops are. And, give guys that on a tire that wears going 200 miles an hour more than it currently wears is dangerous. So, that's kind of a tough game. I don't know. At the end of the day, it's Daytona. This is what the racing is. This is what the racing's been. At this point, it's what it's always going to be, right? I just don't see it changing. I don't know. The only thing you could do is come up with a way for them to pass. I really don't like the 3 wide of one manufacturer at the front, slowing it way down. And everybody was kind of okay with it, and at least then they can blame Toyota, right? There's some times early in that race where Kyle Busch and Brad Keselowski really pushed the pace when some guys were trying to save. I like that they had that ability. I'd like to see some guys say, I'm just going to run all out, because there are guys out there that's what they'd rather do, and that's what they're going to do, But I thought it was pretty tough. And then, so your suggestion is make it one fuel run. It's not going to be a Daytona 500 then, but
who cares? Nobody wants to sit there and watch fuel save for 3 hours for them all to wreck on the last lap and not throw caution.
I would just like to point out that this is the Formula One fan of the group that doesn't like strategy and racing and is complaining about passing. So just for anybody that was curious, I'd just like to point that out. Apparently, he does not actually like Formula One racing. So I don't know, man. I really did. It annoyed me in the third stage. What I didn't like is that they didn't do this in stage 1 and stage 2. And then we did it in the third stage when you wanted to be ramped up. And they waited till like 15 laps to go to race, and they had a wreck. So they really only raced for about 5 laps of this race, right? Honestly, they really only raced from about 2 laps before the big one through, the last 5 laps or whatever. And I don't know. That was just unfortunate. But it is what it is. It's Daytona. It's always been this way. Pops has said a long time ago they should just cancel all the restrictor plate races. He's probably not wrong, but they're not going to do that. This is Daytona. We're race fans. We're not casual race fans. There's a lot of people watch Daytona 500 because it's Daytona 500, and they probably don't know it. It probably looks good to them. So we'll just leave it at that and move on.
I just came up with a better idea for the
all
fix
right, NASCAR,
drafting
listen up,
races.
NASCAR, listen up.
For every lap, you get a point, okay? Like, for the same amount of points that you win, if you lead that lap, you get it. And if you finish second, you get the same amount of points, so on and so forth. Just make the points so juiced up at Daytona and the drafting tracks to where you have to drive and try to get the points.
I wouldn't be against. I have also thought that going back to this points format, we probably need to go back to if you lead a lap, you get a point, and even just doing that would go a long way. They got rid of that with the chase and everything, but I think with this new points format, I would like to see that come back. I guess you still get 1 point for leading the most laps, which ended up being Bubba Wallace. Man, he was looking good there for a while. I don't know. Bubba's turned into a pretty good little plate racer, and Freddie's a good spotter, so they kind of got that worked out. He kind of got screwed out of this deal too. I don't know. Anyways, the end of this race, we can talk about it all we want to. Carson Hocevar's leading this thing. He crashes, then there's another crash, and there's like 2 more crashes. Let me ask you this. Did y'all think this race was going to end under green after watching the first wreck on the front stretch?
Hell no.
No, I didn't think so.
At work today, I'm going into the parts department and get some parts for this vehicle I'm working on. And I'm talking to the old boy behind the wall there in the parts department, and he said, as soon as I saw that first wreck, I thought they were just waiting for Chase to get the lead to throw the caution.
So did I.
And then they never threw the caution. And then they wrecked 2 more times or whatever it was, and they never threw a caution. I mean, like, what the hell? If we go to another race at any point this year and they throw a caution on the white flag for anything less than that, NASCAR just needs to hand over the flag button to, like, me or somebody else that actually knows what the hell they're doing.
Yeah.
Because it's ridiculous.
I got news on that. So first of all, I think D-Watt finally found this podcast this week. The hauler talk. They talked about this last year. The difference. They had Chase Brashears, who was actually the race director this weekend for the Cup Series. And he used to work mostly with safety, and he was talking about how they determine some of that stuff is like, can they get the guys to, on the track or not? Well, Daytona, they have like 14 or 15 different places. They've got equipment stored around the track or something like that. I don't know, maybe it's not 14 or 15. Maybe it's 4 or 5. In Atlanta, they basically only have like 2. So because so if they wreck in turn 1, they have to come down the front stretch to get to them. So that that kind of determines, how fast can they roll equipment based off where the wreck happens. Has a lot to do with if they're going to throw the caution or not. I don't blame NASCAR for trying to keep it
an effect. If as soon as there's a wreck at somebody hitting the wall at 180 mile an hour, there should be a caution. Head on collision into the wall ought to be a caution.
I'm glad you're passionate about it.
I got one for you.
Yeah, let's hear it. Do what?
As a fan, I was fine with the no calls. I was fine with them, and I knew there was no way in heck they were going to get back to the finish line without a wreck. Carson was getting pushed super aggressively. I thought it was way too aggressively, be pushing right there. So that knocked all that bunch out of the way. Then going down the back straightaway, I really felt good for Chase. And then you had the 47, you had all these different cars. Here comes Reddick. He was getting help. Earps was coming in there pushing. They get down to 3 and 4. And Chase just, I don't know what he could do differently. I'm sure, he can look back on it now and try to, in his brain, look back on what he could have done differently. And just got a big lead, Casper. And I was really pulling for the Napa car there. I really was. He's been close before. Once or twice, and that was probably his best shot yet. And coming to the finish, Herbst was just going to do what he wanted to do, and I've heard on different ways throughout last night and today on different shows of what really happened there, and just he's going to push the guy that he wants to the finish, and he's going to also want to win himself. Brad had some pretty strong comments after the race. He's probably just butthurt because he has not won the 500 and he's been close. He's been wrecked out many times. It's super speedway racing. It's just, what are you gonna do? There's nothing to do. You're just gonna push, and then how it ends is how it's gonna end. But to see Reddick get the win was pretty cool. He was out front there and got the push he needed, and then he was able to cross the line first. So it was just cool to see. And I said it on the first show, they probably won't go make the playoffs, which he's not locked in with the new point system, but he's looking pretty strong. Good start. So if he can finish up front there early on, that's gonna go a long ways.
He's here proving D-Watt wrong to start off with. I like that. Yeah, I mean, I think as far as the whole finish goes, like, I don't blame NASCAR. You don't want your biggest, most popular race of the year to end under yellow. Like, you really don't. People don't understand that. We don't end football games. Well, we do end them in a tie in the regular season, actually, but that's a whole nother story. It's just one of those things, man. I get it. I'm with JP. If you can't do it everywhere, then don't. The safety aspect is a real thing. It's all fun and games until somebody's hurt, and we've continued to race back. Chase took a really hard hit there off the whole Riley Herbst deal. Yeah. As far as what Chase could do, D-Watt, I kind of want to go over that. Like, basically, Zane Smith pulled off his bumper too early, in my opinion. He needed to keep pushing him. Really, if Zane wanted to try to win that race, he needed to push him all the way to the tri-oval and then try to make a move. And he kind of let off too early. And then the Herbst thing, man, like, these guys are so scared of losing a ride. You push the wrong one at one of these plate tracks at the end. If you're a Toyota and you push a Chevy or a Ford, like, brother, you don't have a ride next week. And, like, that's cool that we have that kind of manufacturer battle, but also, like, it kind of sucks. Same thing like with Zane Smith. Zane Smith probably knows, like, I can't push Chase to win this race. Like, they'll kill me, But I don't know, because it would have been better for somebody like Zane Smith to take a second, push somebody across the line, if we're being honest, right? Like, that's what you want to do. I didn't like the fact that that camera shot of Reddick crossing the finish line and then nobody for a long time is not what we want to see. I like Tyler. Obviously, he's had a lot of difficulties in his personal life. 23-11, their whole lawsuit thing. It's really cool to see Michael Jordan in victory lane. I don't know. It was, this is what Daytona does. I'm sure Denny and Michael had a couple extra drinks after that one to celebrate the win. So, I don't know. Overall, it's just Daytona, man. Like, it's, I hate to say short track racing, but it's a super speedway racing, and it is what it is at the end of the day. There's not, it's never going to change. Talladega's going to be this way. Daytona's going to be this way. And I guess Echoes Park Speedway is going to be this way too. So, Hocevar tried for me. By God, he was up there, JP. I was like, man, if he can get it done.
He kind of pulled the same move Allgaier did. He tried to block up and got screwed. I mean,
and also like Allgaier, he came too far down off the wall when the line was at the top. And that's what these guys have got to figure out. If you're blocking the top, you have to stay up against the wall. You can't fade down. And, video game life, fading down's fine, right? But real life, you can't do that because if those blocks aren't square like that, like, it ain't going to work out. So I hated that for him. That last lap was a lot of emotions for me about y'all, but like, I was like, if I picked Hocevar on here, he's about to win. I thought that'd be cool for JP. I know JP was really wanting him to win, and then he got wrecked. I was like, dang it. And then next thing I know, here comes a 9 car getting pushed. I'm like, oh, baby. I was jumping up off the couch like, oh, my God, we cannot piss this race away. And then we did, and then Riley Herbst took out everybody, and then I thought Chase about got killed. I mean, sorry, that's probably a little extreme on language, but that looked like a very hard hit to me.
It was rough.
Head on. That's always the worst, is when you get clipped on the very end on the right side, turn head on the wall. That's about as bad as hits get now. Brad K, worried about him too, taking a hard hit, already having an injury.
Yeah.
I don't know why he was even in the car this weekend, so.
Yeah, walking with a cane to hop in a race car. Yeah. I mean, hey, we'll give him the A for effort, but damn.
Yeah. So I hope he's okay and can continue his rehab and all that kind of stuff. So we'll see what happens. All right, that moves on. I guess that about wraps it up. Let me check my notes.
Hold on. I want to mention one thing about NASCAR this weekend.
Hurry up.
Okay, in the lawsuit, your three teams that had the most things going on were Front Row and 2311, obviously. And Richard Childress got thrown around all in there. What 3 teams won NASCAR races this weekend?
You need to get off of
Front
NASCAR
Row Motorsports,
social media.
Richard Childress Racing and 2311.
Richard Childress Racing had nothing to do with that lawsuit. Just because they didn't like Richard and said some bad stuff about Richard, that has nothing to do with the lawsuit anyways. But I mean, it would have been funny if they had DQ'd him, but it didn't happen. So,
yeah, they can't DQ either of those teams for the rest of the year, probably.
Anyways, all right, before we get in the picks, JP, D-Watt wants us to have this great discussion. We're going to ask you first, and then D-Watt, and then I guess I'll go after that. You had the opportunity to take the week off for Speedweeks, as in like Friday, Saturday, Sunday to Friday, Saturday, Sunday. What would your schedule be? Would you do the Xfinity? Would you do the O'Reilly? Would you do the trucks? Would you do the ARCA? Would you do Volusia? What would you do? Would you go to New Smyrna? What would your week look like, JP?
I'd go down there, and I'd go to Daytona, and I'd get a spot in the infield, be there the whole week for everything at Daytona.
Oh, baby. Did not see that coming. All right. He probably tried to figure out how to go to Formula One practice or something.
No.
right,
Here's the thing about F1. Okay, this year F1 is going to be terrible. I don't even think I'm going to watch it this year. They ruined the cars.
Max is going to be in NASCAR next year, so I wouldn't worry about it. Well, that's news from this week. D-Watt, what would your speed weeks look like?
Give me Volusia one of the days. I would go to the O'Reillys on the Saturday and then the Cup on Sunday, but I would try to sprinkle in some dirt in there and then head over to the big track and go see the other cars.
Yeah, I think I'd try to hit the New Smyrna too. Go ahead and hit the big one. Go to all the tracks and see what you can see. I try to see as many different classes I could see. So I think like Monday, Tuesday last week they had some sprint cars down there. Then they moved into modified. Maybe hit like Monday, then New Smyrna, and then back, and then go watch. I would like to go to qualifying. I think that'd be cool. Probably have pretty good access for qualifying, and I kind of like to see the duels too. To be honest with you, and then maybe like Saturday night sneak back to dirt track after the O'Reilly race, like jet out of there. That'd be cool to do that on the same day. I think it'd be fun. I think we should do it. Let's just take off next year. What we need to do is take off when it's like the week after Valentine's Day weekend, so I can take off work, not have to do any work, and then we'll be good for real. But I think that about wraps it up. Should we keep Daytona 500 as first race of the year for NASCAR?
Yeah.
Do you think it has any reason to move?
Keep it.
I had one guy suggest that it should be moved, so I wanted to check. I kind of want it to move.
What if we make it the championship race? Might as well. I
don't see why not at this point. Back in the chase format, why not? Honestly, I would kind of like it. Nobody wants to hear that, but I kind of like it. All right, moving on. Picks. Casper wins week 2 with a 9th place finish, Jesse Love. I would like to point out that that was the only single-digit finish from any of our picks this week. The next best pick was Garrett Mitchell to finish 13th in the ARCA race. The next best one after that was Carson Host to finish 18th. So we were awful. Tony Stewart, 36th. D-Watt with Lane Riggs, 31st. Ryan Blaney, 27th. And Devin Moran did not start. He did sign in, did not start. So I don't know what they got going on in the 99 machine. I'm guessing they're saving their motors probably for, Lucas. But yeah, it was a tough one. So hopefully we can do better than that this week. Let's see. I don't get to go first because I won. So I guess we'll give D-Watt the honor of going first because he looks to have done the worst. So D-Watt, would you like to give your picks? We'll go ahead and do Cup round first.
Okay, I'll give you the Cup. I'll make a little hat change here.
God.
It's me, Joe Logano. Get the win Sunday afternoon. I'll be there. So give me Joey Logano to get the win in Atlanta.
Yeah, well, I hope you enjoy it, and I hope he does your nice burnout. But JP, you're up next.
So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to be in Atlanta, but not at the racetrack, and Carson Hocevar is going to win. And I'm going to be really upset that I'm not at the racetrack.
All right. Well, you put me in the scramble mode here. I'm going dark horse. Give me the number 8 of Kyle Busch to get the win at the Echo Park Speedway on Sunday. Okay. I just feel like he ran good at Daytona, kind of got in a mess. I think they'll be quick, ready to go. All right. O'Reilly series. D-Watt, you're up first. So you get to pick B2A.
Y'all get to give me the layup. I'll take it all day long. Give me Austin Hill to get the win Saturday in Atlanta.
I like it.
Give me Jesse Love.
Man, layup 1, layup 2. Guess what? I'm going to do it. Layup 3. Give me Sam Mayer, baby. They got a little more power in that Sam Mayer machine. I was thinking, y'all better watch out for him this year. Was as good as he was last year in that craptastic Ford. My gosh. He might really put him on a heater this year. Did anybody pick him for a champion? JP, did you pick him for a champion, maybe? I think you might have.
I think I did.
I think you did too.
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
have to go
pretty sure
back
I
and
did.
look, but I think you did. That might end up working out for you. So, other than that, we got a flex pick. You can pick a little Lucas. You can pick a little Word of Outlaws. You can pick trucks. I don't care. You do. You want it. You got it.
Let's do what?
Man, I guess I get to go here. Give me All Tech. Give me Devin Moran Saturday night. He's gonna bounce back and get the win.
You better hope he's got it figured out because he was not looking too good there, not starting the feature. All right, JP.
We're gonna do a little bit of a crazy one here. We were at this race last year, and Kyle Busch was kind of whooping him, but there was one guy up there that was kind of okay.
Oh, God.
Give me the man, the myth, the legend, Stuart Friesen is gonna win.
Okay, I like that, but probably not going to happen, but it's cute. It's a cute pick for sure. I mean, I hope so. I'd love to see Stewart come back and get a win. Glad to see him back on the racetrack. Really, they didn't talk about him much during the race this week, and I felt like that probably should have been a bigger story than it was that he made his recovery, made it back out there. So good pick. My flex, I'm going to take Bobby Pierce to get the win Saturday night, Hendry County Speedway World Outlaws, because I just feel like new track, same Bobby. That's how I feel about it. So I guess that'll do it on that one. One hot minute. Anybody got anything they want to? They're just ramped up, ready to go. All right, well, we'll let you go then. D-Watt.
This weekend, there was the 12 Hours of Bathurst in Australia. And so essentially this track, it's kind of a street course. They have like a little bit of a track section, and it goes up a mountain, and you go down the mountain, and go back up and down. It's a pretty cool track. And in the middle of the night, I believe, during this race, I don't know what team, what the driver's name was, whatever. I know he was driving a Mustang GT3. Hit a 220-pound kangaroo at 155 miles an hour. It went through and like cracked half the windshield, and the driver was covered in some materials. The car was covered in some materials. I saw like one interview thing from the driver, like a article or something about it, and he said he just put his foot on the brake pedal to stop as fast as he could, and was getting out of the car and ripping his helmet off just so he could start throwing up because of the materials everywhere, and the pictures of the helmet and the fire suit and the whole car. It's just it's pretty gruesome scene there.
Wholesome ending. D-Watt, what you got?
My one hot man, about my hot wife. She's gonna go to the race with me. She's gonna kill me when I say that, but that's my one hot minute. Is my lovely wife is gonna go to Atlanta with me. She's been to a couple before: Bristol, Talladega, Nashville, but she likes to go to the new ones. So this is a new one for her, and we're gonna hit those buttons tonight on the phone and get those tickets locked in for Sunday. So that is the plan.
I was thinking about coming down there, but I don't want to get in the way of a little love like Jesse loves. So anyways, y'all have a good time down there in Atlanta. It's actually in Hampton, just for the record. I'll be at the house, probably not going. More than likely, hot minute. I don't really have anything. But thank y'all for watching. I'm going to try to get a nap. I'm sorry if this wasn't the best episode we've ever put out. I feel like it hasn't been. But sometimes that means when I go back and listen, they're better. I don't know. Anyways, thank y'all for listening. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, follow YouTube, Facebook, Spotify. Hey, listen, there's your teaser. There's a 50-50 chance we're getting the call-ins back next week, so y'all be sure to pay attention. We might have the call-ins back starting next week. We'll see you on the next one. And I still can't find the stupid clothes. I still can't. Thank y'all for listening to the Caution Flag Contemplations podcast. Our theme music is Hard as Steel by Alex Productions. Thank you all for listening. Hammering down. Find a good race to watch. We'll see you next time.